All right, let's continue our lesson. Now we are talking about the behavior management techniques and strategies. Did you see that? All right. Overview. Behavior management techniques and practices are utilized in a variety of contexts, including classroom, workplaces, and household to encourage positive behavior and avoid or handle difficult behaviors. These strategies are intended to produce a friendly and organized atmosphere that promotes learning, productivity, and well-being. I like this. That's true. It is a behavior management in the classroom, in the faculty, household. That means in the household of the child. Imagine if there's a child that is being unruly. Say, for example, the student is treating you as their maid. Marie, can you bring this for me? Marie, can you do that? Marie, can you open this? Marie, can you what will be your feedback with that? The child or probably the student because they have um, a nanny back in their household and then they saw you similar. Oh, you're also Filipino, Marie? We also have a nanny like Filipino. Marie, can you do this for me? You're a teaching assistant. So there should be like a boundary. You should explain to the child that you are a teaching assistant. Your goal is to be to facilitate the class, not to be. There could be like kind of instances, you know. So a positive behavior also in the faculty. Imagine in the faculty, you would have some instances with your co-teacher or um, co teaching assistant. So that's also how do we create a positive um, work environment. It says here, productivity and well-being. You as a teacher, you need to be productive. If you are asked to do your lesson plan, asked for you to check the lessons during that day, you should be able to deliver. Marie, check the class A, B, C to D, their math homework. It's too much, but you have deliverables because you have a grade to give at the end of the semester. Let's proceed with the next page. Typical behavior management. Read this for me, Marie. Behavior contracts. I like this, that there's an agreement between all the parties involved, teacher, teacher assistant, student, parents. You discuss this within the PTA meeting, Parent Teachers Associate meeting. You can explain that, ma'am, we advise that fighting in the classroom or in the school premises can suspend your child in certain number of days. Depends on the grave of the situation. Say, for example, they had like a brawl. They punch each other during the class premises. Such action is um, would have like an equivalent sanction. They would be suspended for a day or two. That is for time for you to reflect. Probably you can guide the child as being the parent to discuss the behavior. That's an agreement. You explain that to the parents, an agreement with the teacher that will be the action taken if the situation arrived. Token economy, read this for me. It's actually nice that you give the rewards to your students. Ma'am, if the all right for the student, all right, class, if you were able to submit your homework at the end of the week, then you would not have additional homework anymore in the next week. Have time to relax at home. You give them rewards with their good deeds. Planned ignoring. That's true. If it's minimal mistake, you learn to ignore it. If it won't completely matter, just learn to ignore. Yes, and then address that like at the end of the class, perhaps. All right, you see like a group of students not paying attention in the classroom to the teacher because you're the teacher assistant. You can like call them, listen to your teacher. This is important. This will be part of your examination. Okay, so you probably stand in between of those students, you know, or the students will be guided because they're being distracted. They're playing games, online games, mobile legends in their cell phone. Uh, you probably take to your talk to your teacher. Can we take the students' phones before the class starts so they won't be distracted during the class? Continue. Time out. It's actually nice when you see that certain activity from the student is distracting from the class. Say, for example, that student is being a bully to other. You might want to take some time with the student and talking and discussing that the actions are inappropriate in the class. You need to have time for that student for a realization. Your actions are inappropriate in the classroom. You should not do that. Picking on your classmates is inappropriate. It's not right that you put bubble gum in your classmates' hair. Now the parents are coming here because of your action. Would you know how to remove a bubble gum from the hair? Would you know how? What else? Uh, you know what's easier? Uh, Ice cubes. Yes. So when you put the ice on the yes, yes, will be dry and will be yes, and then you can just oil. Yes. But I've done that with my shirt. I've done that with like because people would be doing that. That I think the children wear yourself. Yes, like probably Bugar. Yes, you cannot cut it. Yes. How your classmate did it to you? Yes. Oh Oh my gosh. The beggar from the streets. Yes. Uh, modus. Let's continue. Modeling. Can you read it for me? Modeling. Next page. Mhm. When you as a teacher practice certain, say for example, or boys, you're not sitting properly in the classroom. You're not supposed to put your feet on the other chair. You sit properly like this. Keep your toes, your feet inside your seat. You're not supposed to put your feet on top of the chair next to you or in front of you. Sit properly. During the then like probably lunchtime if they eat on the table, you're not supposed to put the pieces of what you ate on the floor. Yes, who's gonna clean that? To help the cleaners in general, you know, there are certain tasks that you talk to the student. Social stories. Yeah, that's true. We want to assess here that especially helpful in assisting those with developmental disabilities. Um, when you somehow share inspiring stories of the experiences of people, it allows you to have a model from, like, have a good examples. If you share that to the student is having like a picture of a role model. Oh, I could be that too. That's why this kind of narratives on the success stories of others, you somehow need to be updated yourself. You somehow need to be familiar of these narratives and stories. Visual supports. Mhm. You see it? Visual supports like PowerPoint presentation. You're gonna learn that. So I'll give you tasks to create visual presentations like PowerPoint. What else? Picture or images, videos. Those are your materials to aid you in your teaching. As a teacher assistant, that could be your task. Marie, can you create a PowerPoint for this? I want you to get some TikTok videos and put that in the PowerPoint. So there will be some samples. Use the tools that your students are using right now. They could be using Instagram. Do you have Instagram? What socials do you have? Facebook. Then Facebook could be a good source. TikTok also is also some source of information for these children because there will be some educational videos that they are sharing there. You yourself can um, join the sources of information. Choice making. Again, we are still talking about typical methods of behavior management. And because this is teaching assistant class, that means we are talking about the behavior of your student, giving them choice. Okay, you are not, you are being unruly and noisy in the classroom. I'll give you choice. We can have a break or we can end this class and probably I'll report you to the management or in the principal, they will give you sanction. So they would, of course, choose the better options without the sanction. Probably you would also ask the students to submit their materials that day at the end of the class or next meeting. It depends on the time. You still have like 1 hour. And then you have choice to submit it today or next meeting. You can give your students their choices, what could be their convenient. Of course, as a teaching assistant, that will not affect your productivity. That means that the finals is nearing, and then you will postpone the submission next meeting, then that could delay, right? Last, we have functional behavior assessment. Next page. Got it? Go ahead. There are some experts that do this. They would check the behavior. If you seem that the students might not be understanding, you have done all the choices or the responsibilities as a third teaching assistant, all the resources has been exhausted and the students still have some difficulties in understanding what you are teaching or giving them. So that means they might need some therapy, they might need some guidance from guidance counselor. You can schedule it to them. You can say at the guidance counselor in the school, I would like to schedule this student for a guidance because this is what happened and it's continuing and it's affecting the classroom environment. So we would like to teach, or probably there will be some advice from you. If, for example, the student is Arabic and then the guidance counselor have an options to speak with an Arabic, European, or Filipino guidance counselor, probably they can talk in their own language, right? To explain what's going on. So you are the bridge to that, being a teaching assistant in a teacher, because this is a small community. This is a classroom. Whatever they're learning from the classroom, maybe they have learned something at their home, in their community, in their sports community, but in the classroom, they're there to learn, and you need to support their learning. You should understand they're paid. You're being paid for that. So take pride in the job that you have as a teaching assistant. Right?